Welcome to the Smart Drive Podcast, where driving expertise meets real talk. My name's Simon Horton. I'm an driving enthusiast, EV enthusiast, and somewhat of an advanced driver.
And my name's Ashley Neal. I'm a driving instructor, and I'm utterly bored by driving at the moment.
Great. Yeah, wonderful. Okay.
Sorry, Simon.
No, that's fine. So all in the spirit of Christmas, and Merry Christmas to you, mate.
Merry Christmas, and Merry Christmas to all our viewers and listeners. I hope you're all having a brilliant day, and thanks for tuning in on Christmas Day.
Yeah, and if not, then and it may be June by the time you get around to listen to this. The reason that we're both wearing our Christmas jumpers is because of the festive season, not because we're trying to be vindictive and overheat ourselves.
Absolutely.
Although there is a chance of that. I've even opened the window just to make sure that I don't overheat. How are you anyway, mate?
I'm very well, thanks, mate. I'm just a little bit of a wind down leading up to Christmas. It's been quite nice to not do as much. What have I done? I've had another car on hire that I've had a little drive around with. That was fun. That's a little bit of future content coming up, but Good. Just normal stuff, Simon, to be honest. What about yourself?
Good. Yeah, much the same. Winding down pre-Christmas was quite useful. One of the advantages of being a contractor to the civil service is that they tend to put everybody on furlough for 10 days over Christmas to kind of make sure we get leave. So I've been making use of that. Done a little bit of training. I'll talk about that in a future podcast as well. But no, all good, really, and enjoying getting into the festive period. It's been really quite useful. Quite good.
Absolutely. Is it just family at Christmas? How are you spending your day, Simon?
So I think we touched on this in the past. We lost our mother-in-law this year, and so we'll be spending time with the father-in-law and making sure that he's well looked after this Christmas.
Good. That's what it should be about, families, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not quite sure how we fit in our usual tasks of doing some significant Lego over the Christmas period, but we'll find a way. We'll definitely find a way.
Lego,
how about you? What's Christmas involved for you?
Are you Christmas, normal Christmas, just in ours, and then go and see my mum the day after Boxing Day, and then we usually see Liz's mum. But probably we've got, obviously, our Callie, our doggy, so she'll play a big part. It's her first Christmas with us, so looking forward to that. Just going back to what you were saying about Lego, didn't realise, are you a Lego fan as well, Simon?
I am, yeah.
I used to love my Lego.
Yeah, that's it. I saw an infographic earlier this week, actually, where it was rating enjoyment from Lego through your age, and obviously in your sort of pre-teen years, it's peak Lego period, and then you dip through the early adulthood, and then by the time you get to 40, it comes back up again. You're actually, no, Lego's pretty good again.
Yeah. I've got no room to put them, Simon. I've looked at the Bugattis and the Ferraris, all the big cars all the time. Looked at them many occasions. I would love to get one, but I've just got nowhere to put it. So that's my reason for not having any. Give us a second. My missus is just trying to come in. You all right, Liz?
You said about dogs. Don't forget Billy's still there.
All right. No problems. Just some instructions from my missus, that's all.
Good. Is the turkey ready? Was that the
I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
Like
Get a move on, Ash. You're washing up soon.
Yeah. The Lego thing came 5 years ago. I think we must have been. We decided we wanted to do a project that wasn't DIY, because that's been our normal go-to for over the Christmas period. We're always off. We always do some DIY, and I said, no, let's have a year off. Let's do something different. And like it or hate it, we got involved in the Hogwarts Lego, and we did the big castle. We did Hogwarts Castle for our first ambitious project, and our viewers and listeners will not be surprised to know that I had to project manage the whole thing to the point of I worked out how many books we needed to get through and how many days that we had off, how many packs of Lego we needed to get through. And then we disciplined ourselves that we wouldn't start drinking until we got through at least one pack of Lego per day. And that was our mission. And we managed to get through the whole thing. So then we did that. Good. And we did Hogwarts Castle, the train, the year after that. Then we did Diagon Alley and Gringotts Bank. and we've got the Burrow left to do. So we'll have the full suite of Hogwarts stuff.
Superb.
But I'd love to do the sort of Technics and the car stuff.
Well, that's what I suppose. I started my interest in cars to a certain extent. I always loved my toy cars as a young kid. But I had the so-called big car. It was Lego's premium piece when I was a young kid. And it had was it a 6-cylinder and 8-cylinder engine, and all the pistons came, proper out. And honestly, it sort of gave me that basic understanding of the mechanics of a car, which has probably led me towards what I do nowadays. So it's quite interesting for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's quite interesting as well that according to a recent survey, in other words, I did some Googling, according to a recent survey, Lego Technics and the kind of expert automotive stuff is in the top 5 automotive-related adult gifts for Christmas.
Ooh,
so
interesting.
So if any of our viewers and listeners wish to look for a present for either Ashley or myself, then that's the kind of place you need to be looking at. So there you go.
I don't need any presents. I think to be fair, I think you get. I've just turned 51. I've just had my birthday this week, and I spent. I've even forgot. There you go. You said, "What have you been doing this week?" And it was my birthday. Me and Liz did a 10-mile run. I went out to work because one of my learners, I've only got 2 learners, Matthew had his learner test and unfortunately failed just on one little point. And then we went out for a bite to eat in the evening, and then that was day over. So, it was sort of when we get to, well, at least my age, Simon, I start to forget about things like that. But I do look forward to the family coming round at Christmas and having Christmas Day with everyone.
Yeah, and I'm not far ahead of it in about 16 months ahead of you in the timeline of events. I did find out a depressing fact today. I don't even know why I bothered looking it up. It's just trying to. Did you ever watch Dallas?
Yes.
Right. So when Larry Hagman was in Dallas when they started that off, he was younger than I am now. Yeah, I know. And for viewers, for listeners, I can't see Ashley's face. She's pulling that face that goes, "Oh my God, you really are old."
Wow. I do remember. I remember that well. I remember. I think my mum and dad used to watch. I think everyone used to sort of watch it.
I didn't. You think? My non-claim to fame is I only ever watched one episode of Dallas in my entire life.
Okay.
And that was in Romania in the mid-90s while staying with a family that were looking after us for a few days. And it was overdubbed and subtitled.
You had to watch it.
Had to watch it because they thought this was the bee's knees, and that obviously being from England and they would love it. Now, the awkward part about it was I was 19 at the time, and every time there was a sort of adultish reference or adultish piece of humour in it, and me and my mate started giggling, the father in the family gave us a stern look because obviously he could then understand what we were giggling at. Anyway, so that's the only episode of Dallas I've seen. But the fact that Hagman was younger than I am now. Same with Shatner when he was playing T.J. Hooker. He was younger than I am now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So don't ever do that. So don't ever look that up because it's just depressing.
There's been some TV shows that we remember. We've got to mention Knight Rider and the tech from Kit. We have to mention that. I have to go on to that. Talking about older TV shows, I used to love Knight Rider. I used to think that car was amazing, but looking at it now, it was quite corny, really, wasn't it? Don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. What was the lady's name? Was it? Oh God, Honey or Holly or can't remember. Anyway,
yes.
She was only 30 when she started that, and the Hoff was only 32. But Knight Rider, Kit, Knight Industries 2000, based on a Pontiac Firebird 91, I think it was, something like that.
Okay.
Supposedly could do 0 to 60 in 2 seconds and the top speed of over 200 miles an hour. And if you've ever driven a early 90s American car, they
Not
were
like that.
rubbish.
Yeah.
Because you were getting into the early stages of the fuel shortages and reducing capacities. So although that Pontiac had a 5-litre V8, it was probably only putting out 150 horsepower or something like that.
Yep.
Pitiful.
Yeah.
Pitiful.
Yeah. I remember a mate of my dad's, well, it was a mate, I don't know. He was actually a photographer. He was actually quite famous. We're going on rocky ground here. He was quite famous for the page 3 photography. But I remembered going to a couple of shoots where, not with the page 3 stuff, with myself and my dad, having some family photos taken. And he had one of the, was it the Pontiac Firebirds, the ones with the square headlights at the front that had the big eagle on the bonnet?
Oh, the golden chicken. Yeah.
Yes. He had one of them. And that's one of my earliest memories of someone having a car. And I was like, wow. But looking back, it was probably no faster than a Ford Fiesta.
Yeah, and of course they were made famous by Smoking the Bandit.
Correct.
Reynolds, yeah. Now that's a proper car. Yeah, I'm absolutely doted after those. But again, they weren't particularly fast.
They could jump, though. Smoking the Bandits.
Yeah.
They could jump. Wonder how many they went through actually doing all those jumps in them. Bet it was hundreds as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the best statistic about wastage of vehicles for jumps is from the Dukes of Hazzard, and whether that carries today in terms of political correctness, that don't get me started on that topic. I think it's silly the way that the world has gone, that you can't enjoy some retrospective stuff like that was real family wholesome entertainment. Interesting. Also in the top 5 of automotive related adult gifts for Christmas. The supercar and track day experiences. You ever done one of those?
Plenty.
Yeah.
I love them. If I was honest, I've done all sorts. I've done caterhams. I've done an off-road course. I've done a couple of M3 days because Liz used to have the M3 competition. And what else have I done recently? Honestly, I think they're brilliant. I can't even remember the one that did. The rally course. Did the rally course at Alton Park quite recently. That was quite interesting as well, Simon, because everything that has ever been sort of like instilled in me to balance a car coming into the corner, it was exactly the other way around, that you're trying to unbalance it and getting it to rotate. So trail braking coming into corners, you learn so much. What type of stuff have you done? I know you had your Caterham, so you probably had a track day every single time you went out in it. Mate,
I mean, blasphemy, because it was a Westfield, not a Caterham, but I'll let you off for that.
Sorry.
But no, the in terms of a track day thing, I'll talk about the Westfield in a second, because there was one we did that was quite interesting. But in terms of track day experiences, I bought a friend of mine for his birthday, driving a God, I can't remember the name of it. It's the Hellcat. Yeah, the supercharged V8 Chrysler. Yeah, so I bought him one of those, which he really enjoyed. But obviously at the same time, because we were going along with him to enjoy the same thing, I bought myself one as well. But didn't go in the Hellcat. I drove the General Lee.
All right, okay, superb.
I mean, the various credits to the fact it was one of the original General Lees, I'm not so sure about that, but it did have lots of signatures from cast members on it to say that it was a poker example. So, I've driven a 69 Dodge Charger RT, 440 Hemi, 4 on the floor, and it's as...
Did you have to get in through the windows as well, with the doors welded?
No. Fortunately, for a man of my age, you could get in through the door. But in terms of an experience, absolutely loved it. It was, you couldn't, you were giving it absolute hell and not going any speeds whatsoever, because they are big, heavy things. But to hustle one of those around a track takes a bit of skill. And again, a bit like having yourself in the passenger seat. The instructor that took me around went, you actually know what you're doing, and within half a lap was quite relaxed. And there's a picture of us now. I must forward it on to you, of coming around one of these corners. You can't really tell that we were flat tire, but he's basically leaning on the side like this, chatting away, and I'm grinning like an idiot. And it was that was a great one. So I would absolutely recommend those
The
things.
Caterham one that I did that at Alton Park as well, and had he was a young, obviously, instructor, race car background, and every single time I was getting this Caterham just to that limit of just it starting to slide, power was dropping, and I was dropping gears, going, what's going on with this? Didn't realise he had a fuel cutout switch on the dashboard. He kept on pressing. I was like, sod off, leave me. But yeah, I love my Caterhams, Westfield as well, yeah. I think if I had room, Simon, if I had a garage, I would have a Westfield or a Caterham, to be honest.
Yeah, we miss ours. I said I was going to come back to, there was one track experience we did in the Westfield. And Elvington Airfield, we hired Elvington Airfield for a day.
I don't even know where that is. Whereabouts is that?
Elvington Airfield is just south of York, and it's one of the longest runways in the UK. It's got an air museum next to it. It's famous because it's where Richard Hammond crashed the jet car. That's where he was running. So before that, we hired it out. I mean, great experience, but the fact that it was absolutely torrential rain all day. But it was great for learning your car experience and learning how to measure and get it into a slide and then recover from things like that. And we spent a good day. I remember doing VMAX down the runway, which was in mine was about 135, 140 miles an hour. Looking out of the side window, because there was no point looking out of the windscreen because it was just...
You could touch the floor virtually.
Looking out the side window, but I was looking at the side window, knowing my breaking point was where there was a particular cone on the road. I would got no chance of seeing straight, but things. And interestingly, on that day, we tried to teach Carla how to do a donut. And she can't. She absolutely can't. But the lesson that we learned that day was the reason that she can't is because as soon as the back end starts to slide, she has the natural reactions to counter steer and lift off to recover it. So even though she couldn't do a donut, I had great faith in it any time that when she was driving the Westfield, if it did get into a slide, she knew what she was doing. It was just intuitive to her. And I thought that was just, it was quite impressive. Annoyingly impressive.
A little story as well. I was able to do the Porsche experience at Silverstone. Went with a mate, and they've got it's sort of like they call it a kick plate. Have you seen this at all, Simon?
Yeah,
it's a kick plate. You ride it or you drive across it. It's like two metal plates in between two bollards or cones. And the surface beyond that simulates wet ice. It's obviously really slippy. Did it first time, went over, spun. And the guy who was sat next to me said, you driving instructors, stop all that pull-push crap. Cross your hands, it's quicker.
Yeah.
Did the same thing again, second time, spun, a little bit less. I said, what was my steering like? He said, yeah, it was a little bit better. But he got me to think, and it was amazing how instinctively, when you're in that situation, you do something and it affects the slide massively. Now, I've talked about this before on the channel, but it was me instinctively lifting off the accelerator in the midst of that slide, pitches the weight forward and increases the rotation. And it's totally alien to some people. It took me just that little thought process to go through it, and then it was fine. But I would advise anyone to go on a track day and go off and go and learn some stuff, because you do learn a lot. Yeah.
In previous podcasts where we talked about hardest driving tests to do, and you thought the Scandinavians were going to be on top of the list. I forget which country, it may even be all of them, but they do the kick plate as part of the driving instruction. It's not necessarily a test pass thing, but they teach you what it feels like when your car steps out as part of the instruction. But yes, I would agree with that. I did not a kick plate one, but just the old manual handbrake job. So the driving instructor guy alongside would get you to do a hard turn in very wet conditions, and then he would randomly apply the handbrake and see if you could recover it. That was in trying to think, Mondeo STDCI. something or other thing.
I remember. Yeah.
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 I went to. There was like a fleet launch day. That was a good experience.
Cool.
Not so for the passengers, but much from the driver's point of view, it was good.
It was all good. So we were all like 3 in one car and stuff like that. Were you? So you were being passengers while your mate was having a go. I don't think I'd fancy that.
Yeah, and we did the high speed circuit as well, and both my passengers requested to get out after the first lap of me driving around.
Good.
Yeah, they missed all the fun.
That's when you know you're doing it properly. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think it was when we'd done 4 laps on this. It was a very abrasive circuit somewhere down in the Midlands. He said, I think we better go in now. And we checked and we were down through to the cords on the tyres. We'd been trying.
Good effort. Yeah. So we're obviously we're going down a little theme here of Christmas presents, driving related. I'm sure you've looked at from just going through those couple of things, and you had all the information on the tip of your tongue. I bet you've done a little bit of research on this, Simon, haven't you?
It's almost like you know me. It's almost like yeah. So I'm not going to turn it into a quiz because I think it's just quite an interesting talking point. I was curious as to how these gift trends have changed, because it used to be 10, 15 years ago, you might have bought somebody a car cleaning kit, with a sponge and a cloth. But now it'll be a car detailing kit with a buffer and all the little things. Yeah, so those appearing on the list. Interestingly, number 1 on this list, I'm not saying this is definitive, but number 1 was dash cams. They're becoming quite a giftable thing. Because it's protecting your loved ones, it's providing the insurance ability.
Yeah.
So those are becoming quite popular.
VFOs are pretty good, Simon.
Are they? I can't say as I've heard of them.
Apparently there's some fella online that offers like a 5% discount if you use the code Ashley. I don't know why, I don't know where, but anyway. Just leave that.
Yeah, okay. I think we'll come back to that point in probably in January. But absolutely. If you're in the market, vehicle's good. There are other makes available should you wish to digress from the best. Number 2, and I like this one, is these new high-powered jump starter kits that battery technology's come on so much that you can now buy various guises of portable jump starter kits that are not like carrying a jerry can around. They can be quite almost glove box size now.
Have you got one, Simon?
I have, and cool. It wouldn't surprise people to know that was because the EV6 had a tendency to flatten its 12-volt battery randomly. Okay. Good old electric cars when the 12-volt battery is still a weak point.
People don't realise that either, do they? That they've got a different battery and then it goes kaput. We had the same issue with my old Toyota Yaris, the mild hybrid one. That it did. It ate through its under back seat battery. But I've got one as well.
They're brilliant.
I think mine's one of the. I think I bought mine, but I've been offered a few. Even recently, I get loads of people saying, test this product," and honestly, I can't really be bothered most of the time, unless it's something different. But they are really, really important to carry with you. Absolutely, I think that's a great gift. That as well, really important one, especially in. The colder weather and the poorer weather. Absolutely. So we've got 1 and 2. We've got dash cams and the jump starters. Yeah. Really good.
We've already talked about number 3, which is Lego Technic and the expert Lego kits.
Technic.
That's good. Number 4 on the list, smart tyre inflators. Again, 10 years ago, if you wanted your own tyre inflator, it was basically a glorified air compressor that you plugged into your cigarette lighter and it would chug away for an hour and a half and wake the neighbours up, and eventually you might have a tyre inflated. But those have come on so far now that they've got actual intelligence built into them so you can set the pressure that you want it to get to and it will do so. And actually, I think we're getting to the point now where they're probably as reliable, if not better, than taking it down your local petrol station or garage forecourt and using the airports there.
Agreed. And again, I've got one in my car. The driving examiners can be a little bit funny if there's a tyre pressure warning on. So get get some air put in it or learn how to reset it quickly. But yeah, I think that they're good, just as you've explained as well. And what I tend to find is for that situation where you need just a little bit of air, maybe you've got a slow punch, you've got to get somewhere to then get it checked. By the time you've filled it up, even though some of them you couldn't fill 4 tyres, and I'd just like to say that to people, I don't think that there would be many on the market of that sort of size that you've explained that would fill 4 tyres from flat.
No.
But just that emergency situation to get it done, you can then plug it back in whilst you're driving to where you're going and get it charged up again. So they're great little things, them, I agree.
Yeah. And particularly, I would go back to this cold temperature thing. How many people have experienced the first cold morning bing bong of your tyre pressure warning coming on? Exactly. Everybody's done it because,
Absolutely.
tyres lose pressure when the air density reduces during cold weather.
Absolutely.
So that's good. Did I ever tell you about my driving test?
No.
So-
I don't even know where you took it. Where did you take it, Simon?
Wigan.
Wigan, yeah, because you obviously from across this way.
Yeah.
Wigan.
So Wigan Test Centre, which conveniently was right opposite the college where I was as well. So that was good.
Mm-hmm.
No, for circumstances that are probably too long to talk about now. When I walked out of the test centre with the examiner and he said to me, "Which one is your vehicle?" I was able to point down the road and go, that one there, where the lady is pumping the tyre up. And this was many moons ago, before smart tyre inflators. In fact, before even 12-volt ones, and she was using a foot pump to pump the tyre up because on the way to the test centre, we noticed we'd got a definite puncture, and it was unfortunate because it was a loan car. Again, circumstances not going to go into, but it was a loan car even to my instructor, so it was completely unfamiliar to either of us on the day of the test. And it got a slow puncture. So yeah, that's how we identified which car I was in, because she was pumping the tyre up.
Good effort. Did you pass first time, Simon?
I did.
Good, absolutely. There is, there's the old, not argument, but people say, "Oh, best drivers pass second time." I think that's just an excuse for not passing first time. I passed first time as well. So there you go.
I had such confidence and probably arrogance in my own ability. I had a pair of wire cutters in my pocket, so that on the way back from the test centre, we could call at my mum's place of work and remove the old plates off her car.
Nice. Yeah.
That was how she knew that I passed my test. She came out at the end of the working day and went, "Wait a minute."
Good effort. I've got a nice little story about people passing tests, just to digress just for a minute. I know we're limited on time. We want to let people get back to the families on Christmas Day soon. But I had a lady who had taught many years ago who her family knew she was learning to drive, a couple of them, but many didn't. And she passed the test first time, did a brilliant job. And I said to her, who are you going to ring? She said, absolutely no one. She said, we've got a big family birthday in about 6 or 8 weeks. I think it was that sort of length of time. It wasn't the following week. It was a fair few weeks ahead. She said, I'm not going to tell anyone. I'm just going to let them know on that night that I've got a full license. I couldn't keep my mouth shut. It's quite impressive, that, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You shout it from
Good.
the rooftops, yeah. But no, that was impressive. It's impressive.
Not wrong.
Yeah.
So we're at number. We've done 3.
So we've gone dash cams, portable starters, Lego kits, smart tyre inflators. Number 5 is the supercar and track day experiences.
Yep. Okay.
Before we get into the bottom 5, then, just because it is Christmas, I'm going to give you an opportunity to talk about a charity that's close to your heart, and I shall do the same.
Excellent. Many people know I'm running the London Marathon for the James Bulger Memorial Trust. I've done a lot of work recently raffling my Volvo, so we're going to put that to the side because I'm going to be pushing again when I go off and do the marathon in April. But I'd just like to have a little mention for Carla Lane Animals in Need. It's a local animal care sanctuary where I got my doggy, we can see my nice little jumper there, Ash and Callie. So we got all of our cats and they do an amazing job, as do all animal sanctuaries. And if people could just spare maybe a little donation, there are many animals that need homing. I've just actually forgot. I went in to see Liz to say which animals, need rehoming. Was it Prairie, a cat that's been in there for an absolute age? Billy, one of the dogs. I went to go and see them at the sanctuary a little while back, and there's many animals that have been in there for years. So if you could give anyone a home, that would be brilliant. If not, a little donation would be fab. But if not, this is something that I am going to try and push in the new year as well. And this could go for your charity as well, Simon. Why not? We all get gifts that we don't like. Sorry, you've probably got some already that you've opened. Why don't you stick them on eBay, and you can put 100% of your money that you get straight to charity. I didn't realise this until recently, but it's a lovely way to get rid of things that's cluttering up your house that you don't actually want, and it all goes to a good cause. So maybe you could do the same with your charity that you're going to mention as well, Simon, or the people who would like to support you could do the same with your charity.
Yeah, good idea, and absolutely support the Carla Lane because seen the good work that they've done, and met you at the dog show that they were organising as well. That was really good.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I've got a little shout out from myself. I've spent quite a number of days over the last couple of years supporting FareShare. They're all over the UK, but they do take in food donations, and what they are ostensibly doing is redistributing surplus and excess food that ostensibly comes from suppliers like the supermarkets and farmers, and redistributing those in usable amounts into your soup banks or places like that. Now, I'm not asking people to start donating into those things, but that's kind of the work that I've been doing. And I shall be busy in January. I'm going to dedicate a day of going into one of their local depots and bit of heavy lifting for a day. It's good for the soul, if nothing else, and taking all of the surplus that comes from the supermarkets and breaking it down into smaller, more usable things so that charities can take advantage of that. So that's kind of one of the things I do. But if anybody does have any time or is inclined to donate their surplus gifts via eBay, what you probably don't know is that the Mountain Rescue is very close to myself and Carla. Carla comes from a family of originators of the Keswick Mountain Rescue in the Lake District. She's on the Wall of Fame there, and before we moved into Yorkshire, she spent a lot of time doing that. They're all volunteers. They depend 100% on donations and charity donations. So if you ever inclined, or you ever find yourself in a situation where you've been out on the fells walking, the weather can turn against you very quickly, injuries can happen. You are 100% reliable on the charitable donations that go into the Mountain Rescue. So if anybody does have any spare cash around, that's the kind of places I would be putting it.
Well said, Simon. And I am sure that these charities will have the links on eBay. It's amazing the list of charities that you can just sell something and give it all to the charity. So thank you, everyone, for listening to us. We're trying to do a little bit of good. And, Simon, then if you do pop up and go and do some heavy lifting, give us a shout. I'll join you, mate. Okay?
Absolutely. Brilliant. That's assuming my back's all right, because I'm a bit struggling. Anyway, no, I'm not going to make any excuses, but that's good. Fabulous. All right, on to less serious things then. So what's in the bottom half of the top 10 gifts? That doesn't mean these are rubbish. So if you've given somebody one of these for Christmas, it doesn't mean that they're not exceptional.
Air fresheners, I'm guessing. Air fresheners? Are they on
see,
there?
that's a thing, isn't it? Because you like an air freshener.
Yeah.
They feature heavily in all of your videos, and I don't. I hate that bloody thing.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you notice where I put mine as well, though? I've just gestured with my hand. I put mine on the rear grab handle,
yeah.
So they're not in the way, and generally over my right shoulder because it's less in the way, even checking blind spots. They're usually a little bit further back, but on occasion, not necessarily now, but I've had some smelly pupils in the past.
Yeah. I can appreciate that. You see, smelly people are just not allowed in my car, so that's that problem solved. But no, they don't appear on the list.
Interesting. That would have been my guess.
Yeah, well, that's probably because they're cheap. Number 6. I'm not sure about this one. I don't know whether this is the Google search playing to me, but it says EV charging adapters and accessories. I'm not certain anybody's ever bought somebody a J1772 adapter for a Tesla for Christmas, but yeah, well, it's in there.
I did buy my lad
Oh, it's you,
one
is it? You're the reason that it's on the list.
last year. He hadn't had his wall box put in yet, and he had his Tesla. He's got a latest Model 3 Tesla, and his neighbour allowed him to drape a 3-pin plug over his neighbour's fence out to his car that was parked just round the corner. So I did buy him one of them, but no, I don't see any adapters. Why that would be a great need.
Oh, I know, but anyway, we'll move on from that. I'm pretty certain this is Gemini playing to me as an EV enthusiast. Number 7, then, we've briefly touched upon this, premium car care and detailing kits. So not your sponge in a bucket. And please not the autoclip gift pack from Whole Foods. Something a bit more premium than that. As you said, the little brushes and things.
You know what, Simon? Obviously, we've bought a few cars over the years, and you usually get a pack with a particular car. I have so many in our garage. Never use them. Unbelievable. I'm too busy to clean a car. We've got a lovely guy, Mark, who comes and sorts all our cars out on our path once a month.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'd rather him just sort it out, and rather than me getting out and getting cold and wet. My hair goes curly in the rain anyway.
Yeah. Moving on. Yeah, Mark does a good job, and it's his passion. It's what he enjoys doing, and I'm of the same ilk. So I was founding partner. That's probably an easy way of describing it, of a car valeting business in Bolton, and so that stemmed from my cash in hand jobs of doing car washing when I was a kid. There's lots of pictures of me doing my dad's cars and other things along the way, but then turned that into a bit of a business, and then I've kept that passion going forwards, and I just enjoy the experience. I like getting out there and washing a car. And newsflash, Yorkshire's no longer got a hosepipe ban. So guess what I'm doing this weekend?
You washing the car? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Go and take it. Go and take it somewhere.
No. And even we have both of our cars ceramic coated, which makes the maintenance so much easier. But I still get the enjoyment out of it. So yeah, car detailing kits, they're on the list. Any other guesses before I move on?
Let's have a little look. I'm going to say something really chavvy and tacky. Sorry to anyone who's got them. A steering wheel cover.
Oh, yeah. No.
They're
no.
They're useless, by the way.
Yeah.
They make the steering wheel feel like a BMW, so you're holding it like that, and you can't pass your hands around anyway. So please don't buy one of them. Last little guess: blind spot mirrors. One of my pet hates again. Are they on the list?
No, and I think that's probably, is that even a thing now? I mean, it used to be. Yeah, it used to be 10, 15 years ago, maybe even 20 years ago, maybe. We're not sure now. No. Next one on the list is, and I think you'll appreciate this one, OBD2 scanners and diagnostic equipment, the old Bluetooth adapter.
It surprises me. I think I've got mine here still. No. I've got one. Or did I give it away? No, I gave it away. I had one for my Volkswagen Golf.
Well, you needed it for that.
I did, yeah, absolutely. I bought one specifically just so I could code it to remember the last settings, so the lane departure warning and bits and bobs wouldn't then re-come on. So that's what I used mine for. They are decent little things. As a Christmas present, though, I don't know. You've probably got to be quite mechanically minded to go off and get one of them.
Let's face it, if somebody buys you one of those, I mean, I've got one, and I've had one for quite a while. And I've got the Talk app, which is probably one of the original things. So that's a code reader and allows you to look up what the codes might mean. Found it really useful, not always for my cars, but when a friend or colleague says, "Oh, my car is throwing an engine warning light and I can't get into the garage," you can give them a real good head start on understanding what the problem is. Even if you don't clear the code off, You've at least said it's likely to be this. It's normal.
Yep.
It's the spoiler. It's normally a coil pack. But it's that kind of thing. But I think if somebody's buying you one of those, what they're basically saying is, your car's rubbish.
Yep.
Or something of that ilk, aren't they?
Yeah. What I've found, though, because I've got one, I'm just going to drag it out here. I've got my proper one, my X-Tool one that, by the way, I am going to stick that on eBay in the new year and give it to charity. But I've used that a couple of times, and what I find is, because people know I've got it, they then come round, Ash will sort it, Ash will sort it, Ash will sort it, and you just end up just being a part-time mechanic. That's why I'm selling it and giving it to charity.
Stop all the door knockers. Yeah,
You're not wrong.
Yeah, cool. All right, next on the list, automotive themed lifestyle apparel. Now that's a big section, but what they're basically talking about are anybody that's a BMW owner driving wearing a BMW jacket or hat, or we're picking on BMW drivers here.
Yeah,
come on, Mr. Neil. What have you got in the wardrobe? What have you got?
Nothing at all. I am just laughing. There's a big famous YouTuber. I'm not gonna say anything. He's not from the UK, but he's got some lovely motors. But he doesn't half wear all the outfits to match his car, and I always crease up laughing when I see it. It's not for me. I'd rather have my big tacky jumpers with my big baldy head on. But anyone listen, people can do what they want, but it's just not my bit.
No. I mean, thankfully, this does extend just beyond wearing the brand of the vehicle you own and into F1 team merchandise or anything like that. So yes. I can kind of see where that's going. I think there was probably a real sad moment earlier this year where we had to retire a polo shirt that Carla's been wearing for many, many years because she managed to get it was Alton Park, actually. She got a ride around Alton Park with the Porsche GB crew and given a polo shirt, and she's been wearing that. And I think we finally decided it's had enough after many decades. But I'm not buying her another one because Porsche GB want serious money for a replacement.
Doesn't surprise me with their options list. Absolutely. Just moving, slightly digressing. What's your thoughts on? I can't really say it on a podcast, but they call it M badge WAN for BMW drivers who drive a 320D like I had and stick an M badge on it. Do you think there's a big sort of like sale for them at Christmas and AMG 180D? Do you think there's stuff like that goes on at Christmas as presents?
Yeah, there probably is. Again, if somebody's buying you one of those as a present, that they're implying that you're an M badge. Yes. Something along those lines.
The classic one is the Nürburg didn't. But it shows you. I love that one. Yeah. I would have one of them on my car. I'm going to get you one as well, Simon, and we'll both wear them on our vehicles.
I like the really ironic ones where somebody's got like a K20 Micro 1 litre and they put big turbo sticker on it or something like that, or they go to town with the Holford's badging. I think that's really it's cheesy, but I like it. They're really
there was a guy who drove a Nissan Micra and he featured on a couple of my driving fails probably a year or so ago, and he'd got on the back of his Nissan Micra, he'd put Range Rover. It was fabulous. That's funny because that's just taking the mick out of yourself.
Yeah.
But if you've got a 320D, be happy that you've got a 320D. Be happy that you've got a car. You don't stick an M badge in front of it to make it seem faster. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Before we move off stickers, then Carla has tried several times now for me to get one of these. I'm going to suggest the same thing to you, and if you tell Liz, she'll want one. A silhouette dog for the back window, where the rear wiper becomes its tail. So when you wash by the rear window, it's a wagging tail.
That's good going.
It's a hard no from me, but I can appreciate the humour.
I think I will get one of them for me Volvo when it arrives. I think so. Superb.
Perfect.
Liz has always said about the pink eyelashes on her car. She would like them just for a laugh, which would be quite funny. But,
Yeah. Okay. Right, before we wrap up, the final one on here, I'm not sure about whether I would have it, but I appreciate it. They're called seat gap fillers. Have you seen these?
I've got some. Bought some. They don't fit. and when I move my electric seats, it just crushes them up.
This is
So I went for that one. Sorry.
Consumer advice from Simon and Ashley.
Yeah.
Seat gap fillers, useless. Oh dear.
But you do see people who just go OTT in Halfords and just buy all these bits on the seat belt covers as well and bits and bobs.
Yeah.
Fair play. People are quite proud of the car, but people do go over the top a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean these seat gap fillers, I can understand it. The number of times I have lost a mobile phone that's gone down the seat gap, and you end up digging around, and that problem seems to have got worse over the years because you can't.
Agreed.
Yeah, well, mobile phones have got a mind of their own at the best of times. I know mine has. You put it on the arm of the sofa,
all out of your pocket. Yeah.
So, but even that, you then with all the, I'm going to use a technical term here, gubbins that goes on in a modern seat, trying to get underneath it to find out where you've lost such and such a thing is
a nightmare.
It's a nightmare. So I can see where
here's one thing that I miss that I used to have, and it's sort of like, well, it does relate quite heavily to me saying before I had some smelly pupils in the past. I used to have beaded seat covers on my car because it would give you a little bit of breathable room in between yourself and a seat, and it did keep people and myself a little cooler. But examiners, they're not allowed to, or you're not allowed to have them in the car on test in case they move. But
right.
I thought they were pretty good. I used to have some in my car and used to think they were pretty good. When's the last time you've seen beaded seat covers, Simon? That's a blast from the past.
I live in Wakefield. Virtually every taxi's still got them.
Oh, superb. I think we better wrap it up there before we offend some more people.
So we'll wrap this Christmas edition up. We will wish everybody the best of festivities, and it may please you, it may not please you to know, but Ashley and I will return in the new year with a more scheduled podcast where we'll probably talk something equally stupid but supposed to be serious at the same time. So from myself, a very happy Christmas, whatever you're doing. Keep it safe, and we'll see you in the new year.
Absolutely. And remember, the drink and the driving don't mix. Keep safe, everyone.
All right. Bye-bye now.